Hi, my name is Kyle Kraus, the Acting Deputy Director of Codes and Standards for the California Department of Housing and Community Development, also known as HCD. HCD developed this video to introduce you to the Mobile Home Park Maintenance Inspection Program and help you prepare for an upcoming inspection. Our goal is to ensure your home and mobile home park are safe for you, your friends, and loved ones. This video will prepare you for your inspection and help you avoid any unnecessary violations. We want the process to be as smooth and easy as possible. First, we will provide a brief history of the program and explain why these inspections are so important. Next, we will go over how to prepare for your inspection, what to expect when the inspector visits your lot, and some common violations that you can avoid. Lastly, we'll explain what a notice of violation is and what it looks like, and what to do if you receive one.
Mobile home parks provide an affordable housing option that offer many benefits found in any other neighborhood. Like other neighborhoods, some parks are pleasant and safe while others have issues due to the lack of upkeep, causing concerns for the residents who want a safe and clean place to live. To address many of these health and safety issues found in mobile home parks, in 1991, a law was passed that directed HCD and its local enforcement agencies to inspect mobile home parks in California.
HCD inspectors enter and inspect mobile home parks to assure that both park owners and residents have maintained their properties to the minimum health and safety requirements. The legislature established a goal for HCD to inspect at least 5% of the state's approximately 4,500 mobile home parks each year. A park can be selected for inspection based on various factors, such as the number of verified complaints that represent a serious health and safety violation received by HCD. Note, a single complaint does not automatically trigger an inspection. The date of last mobile home park maintenance inspection, if it's been longer than 7 years, and finally, if no one in the park has applied for or received any permits in the last year, which could indicate that unpermitted work may have been done on some homes.
Mobile home parks are unique because the homes themselves may be owned by the residents as personal property, but the land they are situated on is owned by the park owner. This means that any failure to maintain the property, mobile home lot, or the land that affects the health and safety of others is the responsibility of both the residents and park owners. The law requires that the inspections include all portions of the mobile home park, including park grounds, roadways, buildings, clubhouses, pools, electricity, gas, water and sewer systems, and every mobile home lot within the park. However, the inspection does not require that the inside of your home is inspected unless the inspector has a reason to believe by looking from the outside that a serious health or safety issue could endanger you or your family. If an inside inspection is necessary, the inspector must request written permission from you before entering.
If your park is selected for an inspection, the following will take place. An HCD inspector will hold a pre-inspection meeting with the park owner, operator, or manager at the mobile home park to explain the inspection process and will post a notice of proposed inspection in a visible location within the mobile home park, letting you know that the inspection will take place within 30 days. HCD will mail you notices not less than 30 days before the inspection. To help you get ready for the inspection, the inspector also will give you a helpful booklet, the Mobile Home Park Inspection Resident Information Booklet. This booklet explains the inspection process, violations, and related issues. Be sure to carefully read the booklet so you can prepare for inspection of your lot and easily correct any possible violations before your inspection happens. The booklet can be found on the HCD website shown here.
When you prepare for your inspections, think of the following questions. Are any of the exterior doors in your home missing a set of stairs or the landing platform at the top or bottom of the stairs to exit? If so, you must install a set of compliant stairs. Are your stairs in good condition? Are there rotted or missing steps, loose handrails, or broken boards? This is a trip and fall hazard. Inspect your mobile home power supply cord. Are there any cracks in the rubber that expose the wires inside? This is a shock hazard. Is your carport or awning sturdy or missing supports? If so, this could fall apart or blow away in a storm, causing dangerous flying debris and more damage. Do you have a storage shed or deck on the lot? Combustible structures must be 3 feet from the property line and 6 feet away from any other combustible structures on adjacent lots. Sheds on top of lot lines may cause a fire to spread. If you answered yes to one or more of these questions, you will want to correct these conditions to avoid being cited for a violation during the HCD inspection.
On the day of inspection, the HCD inspector will be wearing a vest and identification that lets you know that they are HCD employees. You'll notice that the newer vests have HCD written on the back or on the bottom of the vest below the logo. The inspector will enter your lot but will not knock on your door unless information is needed. Please make sure that any dogs, animals, or other objects or items that may restrict the inspection are kept out of the way. The inspector is generally looking for possible hazards or serious issues that could result in damage to your home or your property. The inspector will inspect the electrical systems, the plumbing, gas, stairs, landings, decks, sheds, fire setbacks, and water connections to ensure that they are all safe. The distance between your lot line and your home between the adjacent properties.
Violations are rated by how serious they are. Most serious violations are a threat to health and safety of you and your family and must be corrected within 5 days. An example would be raw sewage ponding on the surface of the ground or live electrical wires or parts that are exposed. Other less serious violations will be given 60 days for correction. Let's look at some of the most common violations that, although less serious, must be repaired within 60 days of receiving the first violation notice.
To ensure people can safely exit their homes, all doorways must have stairs, a ramp or landing platform free of barriers and debris that will prevent any exterior door from opening. Padlocks, also called hasps, are not permitted on any exterior door. In the event of an emergency, exit doors locked by a padlock or hasp may trap occupants inside and prevent emergency workers from entering the home. Areas under and around the home must be free of rubbish, such as garbage, anything that can easily catch fire like paper, boxes, leaves, dry grass, and scrap building materials. Rubbish does not include kids' toys, cars that are still operable, and other non-combustible personal items like bicycles, exercise equipment, or decorative items.
To alter the mobile home park or lot in any way, a permit needs to be obtained from HCD by the homeowner or park owner before any alterations are made. Without a permit, alterations, conversions, or additions to the home and lot are not allowed. New homeowners are responsible for ensuring that a permit is obtained for existing alterations and must meet the minimum qualifications established by law. There is no grandfather clause or exception for violations just because they were caused by a previous owner. Alterations must be in good condition, weather-tight, contains no defects, used for its intended purpose, and have minimum setbacks, which is the distance between property line and adjacent structure.
All combustible sheds, decks, and awnings must be at least 3 feet away from the lot line and at least 6 feet away from any other unit, accessory building, or structure made of combustible materials. A shed is constructed of combustible material if it has wood in the wall or roof, regardless of the siding or exterior materials used. Plastic and vinyl sheds are also considered combustible and must maintain all combustible setback requirements. A non-combustible shed does not have any wooden frame parts other than the flooring. Combustible sheds that do not meet the required measurement clearance, except for those bordering the roadway or common area, will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Any deck or awning structure larger than 12 square feet or more than 8 inches above the ground, except those bordering a roadway or common area, must meet the setback requirements. However, if you live in a fire hazard severity zone or wild urban interface fire area, your newly constructed or altered deck may be subject to additional construction requirements. Check with your local HCD area office for further requirements. Appliances cannot be installed outside of a home unless they are protected and energized in an approved manner where they are not exposed to the weather. Typically, this is done by using a cabinet or compliant accessory structure. Locating them under a porch or awning is not acceptable. Electrical appliances must be installed using approved wiring methods, which include proper grounding, bonding, and fault protection. All wiring must be in an approved raceway for exterior applications. Extension cords are not allowed. Remember, altering the unit's electrical system still requires a permit. Plumbing fixtures and appliances must be properly connected to the unit's plumbing system. Washing machines must discharge into the mobile home unit plumbing waste line and be properly vented and use an approved trap. Gas dryers must be properly connected to the mobile home's unit gas piping system and must not be connected to a portable propane source. Altering the unit's plumbing system does require a permit.
Stairs are required at every exit door. The stairway must be at least as wide as the door when the door swings outward. Risers of stairways must be between 4 to 8 inches in height. Stair risers must all be the same height and not vary in height more than 3/8 of an inch. Stairway treads must be the same depth, not less than 10 inches deep, and cannot vary more than 3/8 of an inch. All railings must be in good condition without decay, deterioration, or damage, and must be in accordance with the code at the time of construction.
There are two types of power supplies for your unit. Power cords are a rubber-coated type of electrical cord used to provide electrical power to your home. Your power cord must be approved for use on a mobile home. Only one power cord per home is allowed and must match the electrical load of the home, which is either 30, 40, or 50 amps. The power cord cannot be buried in the ground or in concrete. The covering on the power cord must not be cracked or deteriorated, and the area of the plug cannot be damaged or have exposed wires from the cord being spliced and or pulled away from the plug. Damaged power cords or power cords not approved for use on a mobile home must be replaced. Power cord adapters less than 12 inches in length may be used if it is in a safe operating condition. An electrical feeder assembly is an approved flexible metal conduit or raceway with wires inside that cannot be buried or come into direct contact with the ground, because the ground will cause the metal conduit or raceway to rust or corrode. No more than one feeder assembly may be used to supply power to your home, and it must be sized for the electrical load of your home.
Extension cords cannot be used instead of permanent wiring. Appliances may be located outside the home, but only if installed completely inside a structure that protects it from the weather and is provided with permanent wiring. Cables and conductors for electrical wiring outside of the unit and/or accessory structures must be protected from damage, which usually means installing the electrical wiring in a conduit. All electrical equipment installed outdoors must be approved for use in wet or damp locations. The surrounding area of electrical and gas equipment outside your home must always be accessible for maintenance or for emergency shutoff. There cannot be any storage or permanent construction obstructing access to the lot electrical service equipment.
When a home is supplied with liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG tanks or propane tanks, make sure that the tank is secured to the home's hitch or support post. The manufactured or mobile home must have an approved flexible gas connection from the home to the mobile home lot's gas meter. There must be sufficient space around the LPG or propane tank and enough room between the tank and any other source of ignition or mechanical ventilation air intakes.
Sewer drains must be sealed gas tight, be leak-free, and continuously slope downward. Sewer drain pipes must be supported every 4 feet and made of Schedule 40 ABS or PVC plastic that is approved for drain and waste use. Lot water service is what brings potable or drinking water to your home. It must be a rigid metal pipe not less than a 3/4 inch in diameter with a shutoff valve and hose connection.
After your inspection, if all goes well and no violations are found, you're all done. If one or more violations are found, you will receive a notice of violation. Let's talk about what that means. Once the inspection of your lot is completed, the inspector may give you a copy of your notice of violation explaining each violation found. A copy of the notice will also be mailed to you. If you receive a notice of violation, please don't panic. The language in the notice may seem harsh, but state laws require that HCD advise you of penalties if you refuse to correct the violation and include information about the length of time you have to correct each violation.
Be sure to read the notice of violation carefully. It lists the violations found by the inspector during the inspection. If you don't understand the notice, contact us for help at 1-800-952-8356. You have 60 days from the date of the first notice to correct any cited violations.
Effective January 1st, 2027, you will have 90 days from the date of the first notice to correct any cited violations.
The Resident Information Handbook that was provided during pre-inspection is a very helpful resource that tells you how to fix the most common violations. For a list of city or county programs and community groups that can help you fix your home, download the Legal Aid and Community Resources Guide from the HCD website. On or after the 60th day, the inspector will do a second inspection of the lots that received a notice of violation. If the inspector confirms you corrected the violations, there's nothing else you need to do. You're all done. If you didn't get everything fixed, you will receive a final and last notice giving you an additional 30 days to correct any remaining violations. It is important that you finish the corrections within 30 days to avoid further action by the mobile home park. Any uncorrected violations may lead to the mobile home park taking further action against you.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on HCD's Mobile Home Park Maintenance Inspection process. HCD conducts these mobile home park inspections to ensure the health and safety of mobile home parks, residents, and guests. Uncorrected violations can lead to serious injury, loss of property, or worse. We hope the information provided in this video helps prepare you for your inspection. We look forward to providing you with excellent customer service as we work to ensure you and your neighbors have a safe place to call home.